We've had a couple matches made for New Year's Evil that you guys know that I have specifically been looking forward to. Make sure you stay tuned in to find out what they are. This is your NXT review. What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are talking about NXT. It was a pretty decent show. Of course, we are building up to the January 6th special, which is New Year's Evil. And like I said in the intro, we had a couple good matches that have been put together for that specific night. So, yeah, stay tuned in. We're going to get into that in just a second. But yeah, I hope you're all well. I hope you all enjoyed NXT last night. I'm going to do AEW review in that you'll probably get tomorrow. So yeah, remember right here at WrestleManiac UK, I discussed everything that is WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. And whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, please make sure you hit the like button. It does loads for the channel and I thoroughly appreciate it. You guys ready? Let's jump into it. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the review. And the show started with a NXT tag team street fight match. The champions, Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, were defending against Killian Dane and Drake Maverick. And this match was hot out the gate. Drake Maverick and Dane just came straight out and attacked Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch as they made their way down to the ring, started setting up tables, started taking out chairs. Like they literally just got straight to it. And I thought, good, this is what a street fight should be, not what we got on Raw the other night. But this was good. It was much better than what we got on Raw in terms of a street fight. But again, they were tagging each other in, and shouldn't it just be tornado rules for a street fight? That makes so much more sense. But yeah, for a long parts, you know, Killian Dane had been taken out, and Drake Maverick was like doing the underdog thing, getting beaten up. It was very, very brutal at times. He was being whipped with his own belt taken out of his trousers. He was being whipped. You could hear it. It was crazy. Danny Burch right now as a heel is absolutely loving it. He is having the time of his life, and good on him because he deserves it. You know, he's waited a long time to get this kind of platform, and right now he's doing the business. He's delivering as well, him and Oni Lorcan. And Danny Burch as well went and got out a cricket bat, hit him across the stomach or lower abdomen area. It might have got his, you know, man parts as well. It looked like a very vicious shot. But yeah, that happened. There was a spot as well where he tries to push Killian Dane through two tables that were set up outside the ring, but he just kind of landed on the tables and slid off, and the tables tumbled over. The tables didn't break. He didn't go through it. So that was a bit awkward. I think that was meant to contribute towards the big finish. Didn't quite in that aspect. They used their double team move and put away Drake Maverick and got the pin. So that was that. They retained on the night. Not surprised at all. Drake Maverick and Killian Dane are getting, you know, they're working together, looking like a well-oiled machine as the weeks go on, but this just wasn't meant to be their week. So yeah, really interesting start to NXT, really decent match, more of a street fight than we got on Monday Night Raw, like I said earlier. Moving on from that match, we had Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Jake Atlas. Now, Jake Atlas beat Swerve a couple weeks ago. Swerve is now kind of demonstrating this new heel kind of attitude, while Jake Atlas is just more aggressive in his face character. So it's kind of funny because no one was doing anything overly heelish to each other, no cheating or anything like that. But you could say that maybe they are even both faces, but they're just turning it up a bit more, becoming more aggressive. I guess in parts, Swerve was more kind of heel attitude, but decent match between these two, like they had the first time round. Really, really good. I don't know what the end goal is with both of these guys. Are they trying to get them over as tweeners or as faces or as heels or whatever? I don't know, but they're putting on decent matches, which is, I guess, the least you could ask. In this match, Swerve got the win. Afterwards, he gave him, you know, the old suck it, you know, crotch chops, and yeah, everyone was like, okay, that's a bit too far, mate. You know, I thought you were a good guy, sort of thing. And then he offered out his hand to shake Jake Atlas's hand. How Jake Atlas offered to shake Swerve after Jake Atlas beat Swerve a couple of weeks ago. So that was pretty interesting. But Jake Atlas didn't choose to shake his hand. Swerve has been the one that's had the biggest character change in all of this, if you want to put it like that, in terms of how he's dressed, his appearance, his attitude. But for me, I'm not quite interested yet. I appreciate trying to do something different, but I'm not quite interested yet. And yeah, I just think that these guys are just putting on good matches, and I'm yet to see where this is kind of heading to. But yeah, good match. Good match in the middle of the card. Another good match we had on the night was Dakota Kai versus Ria Ripley. Dakota Kai, like, straight back from injury after War Games. I mean, I don't know how serious her injury from War Games was, but straight into a big, high-profile match with Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley was kind of ragdolling her in the early stages of the match, just showing, you know, the actual dominance. But I wouldn't say at any point that Dakota Kai looked like an underdog. She looked like, you know, she could sit with Rhea Ripley despite being smaller than Rhea Ripley. But yeah, really good match. I think, you know, these two have had their rivalries on and off sort of thing. So yeah, they showed great skill. At a point, Raquel Gonzalez came out on the entranceway. Couldn't come any closer than that because she had been given a ban to not come down to the ringside area. So she could only come out to the entranceway, and she waited there. Kind of served as a distraction to Rhea Ripley at one point, but Rhea Ripley didn't let it be a distraction. More or less got the job done with Dakota Kai, finished her off with a riptide. Then when the match was finished, Raquel Gonzalez started making her way down to the ring area. Rhea Ripley was egging her on, telling her, come on then, let's do this. Both women got into the ring, kind of sized each other up, walked around in circles for a bit, and then engaged. Referees, officials, everything came down to kind of stop it and everything. They kept running back and forth and jumping at each other. You know, that spot when one of them's in the corner being held back and the other one runs and just jumps on top of everyone. That kept happening a couple of times. They kept being pulled away. You guys know what I think of these two. Raquel Gonzalez's progress, how great Rhea Ripley is. And then later on in the night, we had Dexter Loomis, who is the host of New Year's Evil, draw a picture of Rhea Ripley and Rhea Ripley and Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez, you know, facing each other like a fight pose. Those two are going to take each other on in a last woman standing match at New Year's Evil. That's going to be very, very interesting. I can't wait for that. I think Raquel Gonzalez has to win. She's on the upward trajectory right now. I think Rhea Ripley has kind of had her time. I think she is probably in line for I think she's probably in line for a call up after Mania, maybe. Or maybe, yeah, around that time, maybe from the Royal Rumble. She enters the Royal Rumble and doesn't go back to NXT. But I think this is Raquel Gonzalez's time to really beat somebody her size and someone that's, you know, regarded very highly in WWE and NXT women's champion, ex NXT UK women's champion. And, you know, we're already saying that she's got that claim to Io Shirai's championship in terms of having a match against Io Shirai. So I think this is a Raquel Gonzalez win, or at least it should be. You guys let me know what you think down below in the comments. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this match at New Year's Evil. Think it will be a very, very good one. We had the return of Bronson Reed onto NXT. Before we get onto his match, guys, if you're enjoying the review, please remember to hit the thumbs up button, give us a like. It's thoroughly appreciated right here at WrestleManiac UK, and it does loads for the channel. So if you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe as well if you haven't already. It's thoroughly appreciated. Bronson Reed versus Asante the Adonis. I know Asante pops up on 205 Live every now and again. I haven't seen him on NXT in a while. But it was good to see Bronson Reed back. Bronson Reed was someone that they started building. He was in that the North American NXT North American ladder match. But I think since then, haven't really seen him. Haven't seen him about. I don't know if he was injured. I know there was some stuff that he was saying on Twitter. I don't know if it was outlandish and he took him off TV for it. I don't know. But yeah, good to see Bronson Reed back. This wasn't much of a match at all. He squashed Ashante the Adonis very, very swiftly. I think his move is called the Tsunami. It's like the top rope splash. Yeah, he came out with that pretty much out the gates. And yeah, he's back on NXT. So it'll be interesting to see where he is kind of slotted in the landscape of things. I think he should definitely be back in that North American title scene and looking to win that some point next year. Cool. Next up, we had Leon Ruff versus Timothy Thatcher. And I think Timothy Thatcher kind of put together this match as a means to just beat up somebody, take out his frustrations that he's having with Ciampa against somebody that he thinks he can beat. And he chose Leon Ruff. And obviously, we've seen Leon Ruff and what Leon Ruff can do in recent weeks. Short match, but it definitely didn't go the way that Timothy Thatcher thought it would go. There was no distractions. Timothy Thatcher even left the ring at one point to kind of go and set up a chair for Ciampa to come down and watch the match, as these guys have been doing back and forth. Ciampa didn't come and do it. And Timothy Thatcher got back in the ring, continued his match with Leon Ruff. In the end, Leon Ruff got a roll up and pinned Timothy Thatcher. Went on to celebrate and is still very much, I did it. Like he can't believe he's winning matches and he can't believe he's here, sort of thing. I'm not sure how much longer that should last for, but I guess it's cool for now. We understand why. Timothy Thatcher proceeded to beat up Leon Ruff after the bell, after the win. That is what brought out Ciampa, and Ciampa came out and he straight away, as Timothy Thatcher was getting back into the ring, hit Timothy Thatcher with a Willow's bell, and he said, if you want to fight me, like you're saying you want to fight me, then meet me in the fight pit. So we're going to get a fight pit match at New Year's Evil between Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. I can't wait for it. It should be absolutely brutal, especially following their, was it a takeover? Yeah, their takeover match that's just gone. That was brutal. Very, very good match. So, I mean, right now, Timothy Thatcher, I guess, is the king of the fight pit. He had a fight pit match with Matt Riddle before Matt Riddle left for the main roster. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who wins that one. Ciampa won their first bout. Let's see if Timothy Thatcher will win this fight pit match. But yeah, that's been booked for New Year's Evil as well. Following on from his impressive debut loss to Ciampa last week, we saw Tyler Rust come out with his new manager, Malcolm Bivens. What happened to those two the Indian tag team that Malcolm Bivens was managing? I know one of them said something outlandish, I think online somewhere, but I thought they had kind of got over that. But anyway, Malcolm Bivens came out to support his new signee, Tyler Rust, and Tyler Rust was taking on Arya Davari. I don't watch much of 205 Live, so I haven't seen Davari in long time, but good to see him. Davari made Tyler Rust look very, very good here. Tyler Rust is good. I think, this was a very good second match. He showed a lot of technical ability, a lot of submission moves, hits hard as well. I just think that they have something here with him. Character-wise, right now, it's a bit bland. Don't really know what his character is, but that might be what's left for Malcolm Bivens to kind of put together and hide in that aspect, because Malcolm Bivens is very good at that. So, yeah, Tyler Rust in the end got the win here with a crazy submission. Like, even when he put Arya Davari in that submission, I was thinking, how is he gonna tap out? He's just gonna have to say, I give up. But yeah, and I think even when he started tapping, the referee didn't clock at first that he was tapping, just because it was such an awkward move. But yeah, it's really, really good to see, someone out of nowhere, so to speak, in Tyler Rust just come and be given such a good platform, and he's taken the opportunity. So I look forward to seeing a bit more of him. But yeah, on the night, he beat Arya Davari. Last but not least, we had a match I didn't think we were going to see again. A match I don't think anyone asked for again. It all started with backstage. Adam Cole was cutting a promo, Roderick Strong by his side, saying that, Kyle O'Reilly is going to bring the NXT championship back to the Undisputed Era. And these guys were interrupted by Velveteen Dream. And it's always a bit of a funny one these days when you see Velveteen Dream on TV. Just seeing a comment, Humphrey Kanima, watching you live from Zambia, enjoying this channel. Love, thank you very much, bro. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Yeah, back on this. It's just weird these days when you see Velveteen Dream. I just don't know what it is, and I want him to do well. But you know, obviously he's got this misdemeanor that he's living with, coping with, or they're trying to kind of hide right now in WWE. I did think that we would see Velveteen Dream straight on the main roster next time we saw him. You know, he had a good little series with Tommaso Ciampa and his name's gone out of my head. The Time Splitters, Donny. His name's gone out of my head completely. But yeah, he had that nice little feud just there with Tommaso Ciampa. And we hadn't seen him since. And I thought next time we're seeing Velveteen Dream is definitely on the main roster. They just have to forget his NXT run, so to speak, and bring him up to the main roster. But they've put him back in NXT, and they've put him back in a feud with Adam Cole that never really, you know, set the place alight the first time round. But I guess this was maybe just to give both men a match. Both men probably haven't wrestled in quite a bit. Adam Cole since War Games, Velveteen Dream since, you know, his feud with Ciampa a couple months ago. So yeah, Velveteen Dream came out and said, look how, you know, things in Undisputed Era were changing. Adam Cole, I thought you were the captain, the leader, and all of this kind of stuff. Adam Cole said there is no leader. Adam Cole challenged him to a match, and I think he gave him a punch as well backstage. So that's how we got to this match. That was a motivation to the main event, which was Adam Cole versus Velveteen Dream. And it was a bit of a slow match to start. Like I say again, no one really asked for this, but once they got into it, you saw just how you know, good that the guys that are in the ring that we're dealing with, you know. They don't need like a massively great story to tell. They can just have a very good wrestling match, which they did. It was a good wrestling match. Halfway through it, though, Roderick Strong, that was ringside for Adam Cole, was attacked by Pete Dunne. So Pete Dunne came, he attacked Roderick Strong, gave him the bitter end onto the apron as well. Both men left ringside. As a result of that, we're getting Pete Dunne versus Roderick Strong next week. So that should be very, very good. And yeah, these guys' match continued. Velveteen Dream, when the referee wasn't looking, when that distraction was happening, you know, he pulled out a couple underhanded tactics against Adam Cole. But in the end, Adam Cole got the win with the last shot, putting away Velveteen Dream. And again, telling the camera afterwards that, you know, Kyle O'Reilly is going to bring the NXT championship back to the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole's done very well to kind of go into this babyface mode. He's still Adam Cole. He's still confident, cocky to a degree, but he's just a babyface. He's going after the bad guys now. So he's done that seamlessly. And like I said with Velveteen Dream, I mean, if he's in NXT now, I think he has to do something different. I wouldn't mind him being like the leader of a stable, maybe someone like Asante Diodonis and Swerve under Velveteen Dream sort of thing, and they're all just running around as like some cool boys, you know, like Velveteen Dream's character sort of thing, because those two kind of have similarities to that character in some way. So yeah, I just think they need to give him something different to do if they're going to bring him back on TV, because he's been on NXT for a long time. He's done great stuff. He's had his scandals, and it's like he needs something different if you're going to bring him back here. I think he should just go straight to main roster, but they've brought him back to NXT. So we will see. But guys, that was NXT. Like I say, the highlight for me from the show was just getting to know some of the other matches we can expect on NXT New Year's Evil. We're getting Ria Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez in the last woman standing match. We're getting a fight pit match. The fight pit match between Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. That was really, really good, well put together, and I hope that's going to be a good match. One other thing that was a running joke throughout NXT was the Gargano's family Christmas. nothing much to talk about here. It was just Johnny Gargano being an absolute jerk, just being a clown. You'll probably catch it online on YouTube or something. It's worth a little giggle, but yeah, that was it. There's nothing real consequential to come from it. But yeah, guys, like I say, that is NXT. That is your NXT review. I hope you enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you like this video, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time that I drop a new video. Happy holidays to everyone that's watching, to all the subscribers. Thank you for a great year, and a happy new year too. I'll see you soon. WrestleManiac UK signing out.